Hi there, Hannah Hembree Bell, founding attorney at Hembree Bell Law. And I want to talk to you for just a quick second about an option you may not even know is available to you in the divorce process. How would you like to get divorced for less money? How would you like to get divorced with less fight? How would you like to get divorced and treat it as a team project instead of a war? If any of that appeals to you, you need to consider collaborative divorce as an option for you and your family. And look, it is not for everybody. We're not one of those firms who's like, we only do collaborative law divorce. Otherwise, go somewhere else. We do both. We understand some people can do it and some people can't. So if you're someone who says those things, man, Hannah, that sounds good, too good to be true, probably even. Tell me more. So collaborative divorce is an option in the Texas Family Code. It's like actually a thing in the law that you can do. And the way this works is the two of you, you and your spouse who want to get divorced, decide to step a little bit outside of the normal process. Think of it like a parallel track to getting divorced. So you file for divorce and you say, you know what, let's do this collaborative option. Each of you gets a lawyer who is collaboratively trained, meaning they know how this works. And the difference here is we're all working together on one team to wind up your life, to wind up your finances, and to make the best deal for you, your kids on custody and all of that. So each get your lawyer, and we're a member of a team. We share experts. So in litigation, like in fighting family law, you each get your own expert about the house, the cost of the house, what's best for the kids, how much is the business worth, what about the valuation on the lake house, what about my oil interest, right? And you have two different experts fighting the whole way. When you hear fighting in family law cases, you should also hear ching, 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 ching. It's expensive. So instead of doing, each person gets an expert and they fight. You as a team agree on certain experts. Usually there's at least one financial neutral who's not on anybody's side. They're just trying to help you two work out an agreement that's best for you and your family. There's also a mental health professional of some sort who comes in, helps the two of you craft what your goals are for the process, what matters to you, helps think through what's best for the kids, and then work together towards that agreement. And instead of a bunch of court cases where you have to serve discovery, go down to a hearing, all of that, you set up a series of collaborative divorce meetings that are it looks a little bit like what a mediation looks like, where everybody who's involved, both the lawyers, both the parties, the neutrals, at least two, and sometimes there's more, show up and we talk about what's going on. There's a whole process you go through of getting on the same page with the goal of at the end, information's transparent. Everybody has access to the same information, and we've worked out a deal that serves you. Now, you're like, Hannah, why doesn't everybody at least try this? Like, come on, sounds too good to be true. There's a catch. And the catch is if at the end of the day, you don't come to a deal, you come to juggernauts, or right. You hit a fork in the road and you can't agree on who gets the lake house, how to split that last 401k, or what the schedule will be for the kids. And you can't agree. And you say, that's it. We're going to court. See you at the courthouse. Then you have to lose your lawyers and start over. And once you've invested that amount of money in this process and in that legal team, believe me, the last thing you want to do is go back at the beginning and get a new attorney, especially if you're working with us. You're like, I love Hannah and the team. I cannot lose them. Wah. Now, that's why this process works. Everybody is committed to getting to that result, right? Like there has to be a catch where everybody would try it and you'd end up in the same spot. So collaborative divorce really is a good option for you if and only if you and your spouse are within a stone's throw of reasonable. And I say this because if you're married to a hothead who always has to have her or his way, this is not going to be the way to do it, because they're going to take you down a collaborative divorce route. Then when you don't agree to what they want, they're going to, take their ball and go home, and you'll be back at the beginning. But if you're like, hey, we kind of fuss and we're not meant to be married anymore, but mostly, he's a reasonable guy. She's pretty reasonable. She can get there. We care about what's the best for the kids more than anything. Then you really should consider it. And if you're considering it with our firm, you can come to us. We can explain a little bit more to you. We can even make recommendations of other collaborative attorneys that we work really well with and have good relationships with, and other neutrals that you can suggest to your spouse that they go interview and talk to. And then we come about it from a team approach from the beginning. So if you're reasonable and you want to save money and time and headache, then you should consider collaborative divorce. And we're happy to tell you more and answer any questions you may have.